For her birthday last year, all 25-year-old Chiamaka was grateful for was having the best of everything: family, friends, and a bright future ahead. But was she really sure? Because the person who ended her life was hiding in plain sight. Chiamaka Marian Nwali was described as a friendly, hardworking, and peaceful young woman. She didn't like trouble, minded her business, and worked hard as a certified makeup artist while completing her studies at Federal Polytechnic, Nekede. She graduated with excellent results, ready to take on the next phase of her life. But just weeks after celebrating her graduation, she was gone. How did this happen? And more importantly, who did this to her? On February 1st, 2024, Chiamaka and her friends went out to celebrate her numerous achievements. They ate, drank, laughed, just a normal night out. She returned home the next morning, and that's when everything changed. Out of nowhere, she started feeling sick, then began vomiting blood. Her family rushed her to the hospital, but by the time they got there, it was too late. She was pronounced dead on arrival. Now here's the most disturbing part. Months before her death, sometime around August 2023, Chiamaka received an anonymous message, and this wasn't some random insult or online troll. It was a threat. Someone hiding behind a faceless messaging app told her they had been jealous of her for years and promised to poison her. They didn't like that she was, and I quote, enjoying and shining alone. Then, just 2 minutes later, another message came in. If you think this is a joke, wait and see. You won't see the end of this year. At the time, she brushed it off. Maybe she thought it was just an empty threat, a joke, or someone being overly dramatic. She even posted it on her WhatsApp status, probably thinking it was nothing serious, empty words. And honestly, can you blame her? 5 whole months passed and nothing happened. She might have even forgotten about it. But now, looking back, was this a warning she should have taken seriously? Absolutely. Now, some people say if they received that kind of message, they would cut off all their friends immediately. But for how long? You can't just stop living your life because of one message. And what if it wasn't even a friend? Or worse, what if it was someone she never even suspected? She probably sat, laughed, and celebrated with the very person who was planning her death. If this was a country where things worked, she should have been able to report that message to the police immediately. Anonymous or not, there are ways to track where a message came from. But this is Nigeria. Since her iPhone is locked, that's it, case closed. No way to check her last messages, no way to see who she went out with that night. Really? Like seriously? In another country, there would be ways to start an investigation. Authorities could access her phone, check CCTV footage, go through receipts, or even pull up bank transactions from that night. You can say I watched too many police procedurals, but well, it's the truth. If you're a true crime enthusiast, we all know how these things go. Here in Nigeria, too many crimes happen in broad daylight and the killers walk free. Look at Mariam Sanda, the woman who was sentenced to death for stabbing her husband. Where is she now? Nobody knows. Hafsa Chuchu, who killed an innocent man, leaving his family still fighting for justice. Any updates? None. This is the reality we live in. Will Chiamaka ever get justice? Or will this case, like so many others, be forgotten? Sadly, I lean toward the latter. During my research, there was barely any information available online about this case, which likely means it's already been swept under the carpet. And another thing, throughout my research, I didn't see any mention of an autopsy. So how do people even know she was poisoned? Maybe because of the message? But what if something else caused her to start vomiting blood? Aside from poisoning, what other medical conditions could lead to this? If you have any insight, please drop a comment and educate us. One thing is clear though, jealousy is a disease, and in a world where people measure their worth by social media likes and followers, that envy can turn deadly. Let's be careful of the people we call friends. In fact, not just friends, even family. Evil eye is real. Personally, I keep my circle very small. Just one close friend, my childhood friend. In fact, we are more like sisters now. But not everyone is that lucky. Some people smile at you but secretly wish for your downfall. This is why we need to start celebrating our achievements in silence. Not every success needs a party, a post, or an announcement. Some people will act happy for you, but deep down, they can't stand to see you win. May Chiamaka's soul rest in perfect peace. Now, let me ask you guys something. If you received a message like Chiamaka, how seriously would you take it? Would you change your lifestyle, cut people off, or just ignore it like she did? Because honestly, I feel like a lot of us will brush it off too. You can't just stop living your life because someone sends a threat, but at the same time, we should be more cautious. And that brings me to another question. Do you believe in keeping your achievements private, or should people be free to celebrate their wins however they want? Because these days, it feels like you can't even post your own success without someone out there plotting against you. She might still be alive if she wasn't so open about her achievements. And finally, let's talk about Nigeria's justice system. Because let's be real, if this happened in another country, don't you think the killer would have been caught by now? What's really stopping these cases from being solved? Is it lack of resources or just lack of interest? Cases like these remind us that sometimes the people closest to us are the ones we should be more mindful of. Jealousy, envy, and hidden resentment can turn deadly. And unfortunately, in a system that fails victims time and time again, justice isn't always served. But what do you guys think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on this case. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like this video so more people can see it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more real life cases. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss the next one, because trust me, there's always more to uncover. Stay safe and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye. And it haunts me somewhere much deeper.